I will not tolerate these hijinks in my court. Both parties to this case have selected me as your Iudex Privatus. Show some respect, or go find someone else to preside. Is that clear? Let us continue then. To the accused, I pose this question. Why did you kill your husband?
Be very careful, Khalida. I am here to argue on your behalf, but your answers will ultimately determine your fate.
Nevertheless, that was the outcome.
Intentions do matter. Many healers, in trying to cure a sickness, end up killing the patient. Does that mean the healer is a murderer?
What's your point, Senator? Was she trying to heal her husband? Your Cliens isn't known as a healer.
Certainly not. She's one of the most capable warriors of Legio Victrix. We know she is capable of killing a man like her late husband. However, her capabilities alone do not constitute evidence.
Intentions. Very well. Let us assume that death was accidental. Was she loyal to her husband?
Is that why you killed him, dear?
Must we endure constant heckling by the accused's mother?
It almost feels like you want your daughter convicted, Domina. Was it you who called on the court?
It was not. I did. I am the pater familias. Maybe that's where you belong indeed. You surely don't belong with us.
I do not understand exactly how you ended up in the Legion. Are they drafting women now?
He's questioning your character. That was artfully done. You didn't speak an uncomfortable truth, but you also did not lie.
Lucullus was a great imperator. If he picked you, he obviously must have seen something we do not. I think you are a dishonest person by nature, but Lucullus, I would trust even in death. I'm growing tired of this proceeding, and frankly, I've more or less made up my mind. Would the parties please repeat their demands?
We want her executed or exiled for her crimes against our family.
And we want her exonerated and free to walk the streets of Rome. I would ask the honored Iudex to take into consideration that my Cliens was once a friend of your nephew, Julius Caesar.
Very well. Since the incident in question happened years ago, evidence is in short supply. Thus, I must decide based on my own observations. Despite her generally deceptive personality and her unwomanly profession, I have concluded with reasonable certainty that Julia Khalida is not guilty. I have found myself unable to decide without a shadow of a doubt, and doubt should benefit the accused. You are free, Domina.
Congratulations. I believe my work here is done.
You know I had no choice, sister. It was my duty. But despite it all, I am glad you're free. I will try to remember that. Wale, sister.
I've taken care of the payment. There's just one more matter we need to address. Segundus himself. An interesting decision. I will see to it that he's trained properly.
Though it pains me to say goodbye again so soon, your promotion to proconsul is a great thing for our family. It's a very profitable position.
To Egypt?
By Juno, I could not be away from my garden for so long.
I will come and visit you from time to time, of course.
Another round? On me. You're right. I don't come here as often as I used to, for obvious reasons. But there's no denying the man still has the best wine in the city. It's also significantly more difficult than being a Centurio. Especially considering your soldiers are there to die on your command. That's their duty. When it comes to family, your duty is keeping them alive. That's day and night difference right there. I'll check on the kid occasionally, and make sure they want for nothing. But my heart belongs to you. You know that. One thing is for certain, though. I will not don my armor again until Vitellius Lurko is no longer consul. I would never fight for that man.
In hindsight, we should have seen it coming. He wasn't exactly hiding his intent.
It is his kind of place, all right. And this is his kind of wine.
To Dominus Lucullus.
To Lucullus. What was that?
Something serious seems to be happening outside. We'd better take a look.
Let me grab my sword. Gauls are attacking Rome. But that's suicidal.
Domine, your mother may be in danger. We should check on her.
At once. There you are. I got Calida and Best here.
We cut a sway through the barbarians. None shall stand in our way.
Fitzserwis is alive.
Domine! Everyone's dead. I couldn't save them. The barbarians were looking for you.
This looks less and less like an unfortunate coincidence.
It seems like these Gauls were deliberately targeting you.
I don't know. My knowledge of their language is limited. They were talking about their Patronus at one point, but I could not catch his name. She tried to hide in the study. I'm sorry. They were everywhere. We have failed you.
They will pay for this.
At least 4, but it happened so fast. I was trying to get your mother to safety.
It sounds like there are people in the study.
No time to waste.
Make way! Make way, I said! She lost a lot of blood. It does not look good. We need to keep her warm.
There was nothing more we could have done. We arrived as soon as we were able. Don't worry about it. By the grace of Wester, they were not even in Rome.
You should rest. That's the best thing you can do now.
The Senate is bound to call a meeting. They'll surely declare war. We already have most of the team back together, except for one. Deianira is in the dungeon awaiting her execution. After this attack, I believe we may have the leverage we need to get her out of there. You should go and sort things out before you head to the Senate. We can't be sure we'll get another chance.
They finally let you in. Heard you had been trying to see me. Is a fine jest in some way, isn't it? I came to Rome looking for a life of luxury, and now I live in dark hole. No. Silvius was only one I came for, but it got away from me. Anger and grief blinded me. My sister would never have wanted me to act as I have done. I hoped this guilt I carry every day would fade when I had vengeance. But still, when I think of her, I feel pressure around my heart. Her name was Tusa. She was 2 years younger than me. She loved horses more than anything else, and they seemed to love her back. She was my best friend. We braided each other's hair and hunted rabbits. We were always competing together against our brothers, and we always won. You have done too much for me already. If you set me free, my black deeds will stick to your soul. I will not burden you with that. If I stay here and face my execution, maybe I will be redeemed in the eyes of the wise Lord. You think it is like that? A merchant scale where you can just put down good deeds to weigh up the bad? If only. What? Do you think you can see inside my mind? You think you understand me better than I understand myself? It is not the same. You bear no blame for those you lost. I do. I wanted to go to the Greek city. I wanted wine and spices and beautiful dresses. She was scared, but I told her I would keep her safe. I was eager and naive, and they exploited it. They lured us with pretty promises and tried to force themselves on us. We fought back. I killed one of them. Then Silvius killed Tusa. Every part of it, every single thing that led to her death was my fault. I know what you say is true, but what I feel is different. It doesn't matter what you say, and you didn't even know her. I would. Of course I would. Maybe one day, I will be able to. I guess that will not happen if I am executed though, huh? Fine. You are good at this, you know. Let's go.
As per today's augury...
Orcus, take your auguries, Cicero. The Gauls attacked us. Here, in Rome. Do we really need the gods' opinions to decide on today's relatio?
Webius Vitellius Lurco, you will respect the Senate and its procedures.
Then the Senate must respect the people of Rome.
The Senate is the people of Rome.
Our most esteemed senators and officials seem very much alive to my eyes. The same cannot be said for the men and women who were slain in Ostia. My own brother's villa was attacked. He and his wife almost died. Her mother was not as fortunate. Gallic barbarians just marched through the streets of Rome killing noblewomen. Frankly, I have no idea why her brother is keeping silent. I'd be outraged. I am outraged. Our traditions turn us into prey. This attack proves my point. Senators, Romans, we are the sons of wolves. We are proud as we should naturally be. But in our pride, we have grown docile and meek, allowing jackals to attack us without fear. They were laughing. With blood in their eyes, they've slaughtered our own wives and daughters. And what have we done since then? What are we doing now? Nothing. Nothing but endless debates and discussions. I say the time for philosophers is past. Now is the time for warriors. I say we strike now. We shall encircle them like the wolves we are. I say we attack. What say you?
I say cease your populist posturing, Vitellius Lurco. Senators, we are at the heart of our republic, discussing what's perhaps the most important relatio of this age. And you behave like hysterical
And you
children.
behave like a spoiled child who is trying to wear his father's sandals.
Do not test me, Vitellius Lurco. Speak out of turn again, and I shall see you dragged in chains right into the closest dungeon.
Watch and know your words, Cicero. You are speaking to a consul of Rome and the representative of its people.
You are as well. I hold the Imperium. I alone can determine the course of this discussion. Nothing happens without my consent. That is
And
why...
maybe that's why this needs to change.
What?
Citizens, friends, I apologize for my outburst, and I apologize to you, Cicero. I was out of turn indeed.
I'm not sure what you're playing.
It's my frustration talking, even though I am your co-consul and still new to this world of politics. You are a man of words, Cicero. I believe this crisis we're in requires a man of action. For this reason, I propose, with great humility, that this Senate should consider electing me as dictator until this situation ends. Obviously, we need to act fast. If every decision is to be discussed and approved in the Senate, there is no way we can win this war against the Gauls. They do not have a Senate. We need a commander who's passionate and skillful enough to lead the war effort, swiftly and efficiently.
And that man is you, Lurco?
Vitellius Lurco may be consul, but that doesn't make him a skilled commander of legions. His experience in warcraft is minimal.
I understand your concern. Honestly, I wish I was omnipotent. Then I could bring all of our dead friends back from the depths of Dis. But now, we should focus on preventing more deaths.
And we achieve this by attacking Gallia?
It is difficult for a non-military mind to understand this. War causes death, true. But in this case, it will be to prevent even more death.
when it ends, preferably sooner than later. But I shall try to achieve a swift victory and subjugate Gallia as soon as possible.
Just like the other campaigns you have led. Oh, wait. There are none. This is unbelievable. The man is clearly trying to manipulate you. I'm all for attacking Gallia, but at least send someone who knows how to fight.
Like you?
Absolutely. Or Cotter, who is an accomplished commander himself. Even Cicero would be a better commander.
Yet instead of fighting, he prefers talking.
I prefer order and respect, not yelling like spoiled brats, disrespecting the very core of what makes us Romans.
Oh, come on, Cicero. I'm not in favor of declaring Lorco as dictator, but surely you agree we must act right now.
What if I lead the war together with an experienced commander as my advisor?
And take one of your equally incapable lackeys with you? How would that help?
I shall lead a consular army into Gallia, in command of one half of our military might, while the other half is controlled by someone who has absolutely no reason to like me. What do you say to that, heir of Lucullus? Will you join forces with me? After all, these men are right. I need the support and the experience of a commander as skilled as you. Naturally. You are the more experienced commander after all. Your legions are yours to command. I can tell from your faces no one will oppose this idea.
It sounds like a reasonable compromise. If anyone dislikes Lorco more than Cicero right now, it is this man.
That sounds fine to me. He has proven himself to be a reliable commander.
Sure. What could possibly go wrong?
I can see there is no sense in trying to have a civilized conversation about this. Very well. Have it your way then. But we will not do this like animals. We still have to vote on it. If we execute this plan, it means Vitellius Lurco will be dictator for the duration of the Gallia campaign. More importantly, it means Rome is declaring war on Gallia.
The war has already been declared. We're going to finish it.
All those in favour of this solution to the relatio?
Awe Legate, Sowete Legionare, the consul was expecting you. Please lay down your weapons before you proceed. Of course I do. It would not change a thing if you were Jupiter Optimus Maximus himself. These barbaric lands are full of spies and assassins. I don't know. Are you? I am a simple legionarius, and if you do not do as I say, you'll have to try and kill me, great Legate, and I do not think you'd succeed. A wise choice. We're not done yet. You may have a hidden Pugio or two underneath that armour. You will be strip searched.
Leprosy, Domine. She has a rare form of leprosy.
I pledge to devote the remainder of my life to fighting for the glory of Rome.
Would you kindly drop that Pugio you're hiding then?
All right. Wasn't my favourite Pugio, anyway.
Observant little bastard, isn't he?
I have given all my weapons. If you lay hand on me, I will take away your ability to have children. No weapon needed.
I don't think any further strip searching will be necessary.
Observant and wise.
Salve Legate. Welcome to the land of Gallia. Not again. Bellius, what did you do this time?
This time? I did nothing out of the ordinary. In fact, I did
Insolent
exactly...
bastard! Get on your knees and apologize right now.
I...
You are hesitating. See this, Legate? This is what I have to deal with on a daily basis. I shall execute this cur for disrespecting you right now. As you wish. I know you have a soft spot for these foreigners, Legate. They lower the quality of our legions, if you ask me. Well, we are here to discuss strategy, so let us talk. First of all, I would like to express how your presence honors me, Legate. These Gallic barbarians are numerous and cunning, but with you on my side, we shall be triumphant. You wound me. I know, in the past, we haven't seen eye to eye. That is no secret. But I always felt the animosity between us stemmed from a misunderstanding. Don't forget that you are my brother-in-law. The barbarians tried to kill you. Now, they shall suffer our vengeance. Come now, I'm sure you don't mean that. Your father's death was a tragic accident. It pains me that you would think I was behind it. I am no stranger to grief myself. I know how it can take over a man's soul. Resist this urge, my friend. We're here to make history and get vengeance for what they did to your family. We may not need to find the exact people, for we all know they were Gallic. This was an attack on Rome itself. In other words, the culprit is most likely one of their many chieftains. We merely have to defeat them all. I would never presume to tell you what you should do. You have all the authority over your own legion, just as I have over mine. You are free to execute whatever stratagem you see fit. A challenge. Oh, I like it. Unfortunately, our legions have a problem, and we need to solve that first. Commanding a massive consular army is comforting, but it also means we'll have to feed our legionari. And let me tell you, Legate, we don't have enough food. Price we pay for mobilizing fast. As such, we will have to strike a deal with the local tribes sympathetic to our cause. A couple of chieftains agreed to help us. We shall meet them and negotiate a deal. Naturally, I'll be there to help you, just in case. You are a great warrior, there's no doubt about that. Navigating the treacherous waters of Gallic politics may require more tact, however. You will take the lead, of course. I shall only provide counsel and support. Most certainly. This land is infested with numerous tribes, each ruled by the wealthiest and most powerful men. They rarely come together under one banner. They are called Duatiacus and Dumnorix. Such arrogant names. One of the chieftains specifically requested your presence. Suspicious, I know. I say, let us humor them and give them what they desire. At least, for now. I guess we will. Salve, Legate. How can I help you? Why do we ever do the things we do? For the glory and security of Rome. What else? They are under pressure from constant raids by the Germanic tribes east of the River Rhenus. In Latium, they see a land of plenty, far removed from their even more barbaric enemy. It was only a matter of time before they decided to leave their own lands and seek to take ours. But they made a mistake by trying to assassinate a high-ranking official such as you. Our vengeance will be terrible and swift. I have nothing but confidence in your abilities, Legate. It's just that this is the first time we're fighting against an organized enemy such as Gallia. We should not take any risk. We need our best commanders in the field, don't we? Humor is the signifier of a brilliant mind, they say. We're lucky to have you on our side.
I was hoping you would come over. His war of fools, I think. Your countrymen are fools to believe Lurko's lies. The ghouls are fools to stand against us. We are fools for getting caught up in it. You got me out of a very dark place. Now I am here to do the same for you.
Come to keep me company? He got himself declared dictator, and now he's on a mission to avenge the innocent, helpless, yet honorable citizens of Rome. He will conquer Gallia, make the barbarians pay for the things they did, and return home to be hailed as a hero of the people. You are a loose end, the final annoying wrinkle in his plan. And people die in wars, you know? I grew up with stories of Gallia and its savage warriors, of their irresistible ruggedness and, oh, so romantic, barbaric ways. My mother had an affair with a Gallic gladiator, and as usual, she was full of shit. I've never been to Gallia before, but after everything I've been through, I don't think I can be disappointed. Listen, I would never have won my freedom without Kikero's help, and Kikero would never have helped me if not for you. There's no place I'd rather be right now than by your side, helping to keep you alive.
Have you come to drink with us? During the Grand Championship, I had to fight a giant Samnite. He was the most skillful opponent I had ever encountered, and he was easily twice my size. Do you know how I defeated him? Quite the opposite. I allied with him against an Egyptian gladiator who was also in the arena fighting for the title. I told the Samnite that the Egyptian called his mother a whore. Without a doubt. Now understand that the Samnite was going to kill the Egyptian anyway. Eventually, I just changed his priorities. Together we fought and killed the Egyptian. When the Samnite's guard was down and he was celebrating his kill with me, I swung my axe and severed his head. It was. Back then I wasn't trying to be a good man. My point is this. You might be the Samnite, and Lurko is like me. You will fight together, and when you least expect it, he will kill you. Do not let your guard down. Good. I did not. I have met a few gladiators from Gallia, though. They are not to be taken lightly. I do not like their land, I must say. Too many forests and hills. Hard to spot an enemy marching towards you. We need to be careful here. Sometimes I think about that night. I still do not know why she would run from me. It doesn't make any sense. But I don't want to talk about this. Thank you.
Domine. They wouldn't. Under the rule of Vercingetorix, Gallia was said to be a true opponent for Rome. They were quite safe in their current position. An attack like this doesn't make any tactical sense at all. My guess is there's someone else behind this. Either that or the entirety of Gallia has spontaneously lost their minds. Most Romans think of Gallia as a land of unrefined barbarians. Not many things could be further from the truth. Gallia is home to some of the fiercest warriors you can find outside of the Republic. It has always been a land fractured between countless tribes and chieftains, but it seems that a king, called Vercingetorix, has recently united them. I don't think so. The attack was foolish and, above all, unnecessary. As far as I can tell, Vercingetorix is far smarter than that. I am an old man. My mind may still be sharp, but my limbs are tired. I am content, however, thanks to you. I often think back to that day in Greece, when I faced my old rival. It feels good to know that I could best him fairly. Perhaps when our work is finished, I can go back to my hometown after all, and die there in peace. Then I shall stand by your side, as always.
Our initial position here is not favorable, but we must endure. We're fighting on foreign land against highly skilled warriors who know the terrain inside out. Despite that, we have made a good start. But as usual, some situations will need your personal attention. You will need to take care of whatever problems arise. Indeed, as usual, it is best not to underestimate the Gauls. They may be barbarians, but they are formidable warriors. They are also well-armed and cunning. A land we conquer can quickly turn into a breeding ground for a rebellion if we fail to pay attention. Gallia is an interesting place, full of weird gods and a multitude of tribes. It's best to be on our toes. I know, and I wish we had good relationships with all Gallic tribes. Unfortunately, we are not well liked here. We may be able to use the feuds between these tribes to our advantage, but some will always resist civilization with all the cunning and trickery of the barbarian. It's a strange kind of situation, I admit. These tasks are not important enough to warrant your personal attention, yet they do demand to be, well, taken seriously. Of course, Legate. It is best to react to these situations as soon as possible. Legio Victrix is fighting on two fronts now. We can't afford any distractions.
Do you need me, my love? Like a fox in a trap. Until now, he has always been one move ahead of us. But now it feels like we're playing a game of his devising, and he holds all the pieces and all the dice. Honestly, I don't know how to win. I don't like gambling, especially when I'm betting lives. There's nothing to like. It's damp and cold. But at least I'm not boiling inside my armor like we were back in Africa. You know, I've been to Lutetia before. Don't be fooled by their smiling faces. The Gauls are tough people. Are you kidding? I wouldn't miss the chance. Nokia and our child are safe in your villa. And besides, no one can domesticate Caeso Quinctius Aquilinus. Ask Orestes. As far as I can tell, everyone's fiercely loyal to you. But most of them have their doubts about the consul. And of course, there's always the chance we have more of those Weeksy spies within our ranks. No telling if or when they would act.
Not now. We can talk afterwards.
By the will of Tutatis, the Romans have arrived, as foretold.
It is your time to shine. Prove to me you're not just a mindless warrior, but also a skilled diplomat.
We are not Dumnorix. In your tongue we are called Divitiacus. He who is known as Dumnorix is a brother to us.
It is I, Roman. I am he who is known as the King of the World. Apologies do not revive the wrongfully slain. Do enlighten us as to the nature of the help you require, Roman.
And do you always get what you want? My name is for my friends. You may call me Vercingetorix, the king of warrior kings. I rule the Arwani. Divitiacus and Dumnorix are my friends, and the Aedui whom they rule are allies of my people. I wish I could say it were nice to meet you, but under the circumstances that would obviously be absurd. That is what they call me, and what my name means in your language. I am the one who has united the tribes. Divitiacus stubbornly defends his people's fragile and ill-advised alliance with the Romans. And Dumnorix is simply not fond of striking deals with bloodthirsty murderers. Let us say, I represent a kind of middle ground. You have much work to do if you wish to make up for the actions of your countrymen.
You will receive supplies. It is foretold.
My brother speaks out of turn, for he is not the leader of the Aedui. I am. We will give you the supplies you ask for, but expect no more from us, or you shall be disappointed.
He is the one who talks to the three deaths and sees into the future. He may seem friendly, but druids can be very dangerous. I advise you to watch your words. Cease this unprovoked invasion and leave immediately. Of course, I know your bloodthirsty nature will prevent you from doing that. You will not be satisfied until you've enslaved every single one of us. Feel free to try, Roman. You'll find that Gallia is like no other land. What are you talking about? No one would attack Rome itself. That would be beyond insanity. Do you think my people are dumb?
Lies! The Roman is lying. He's trying to trick you. I told you this was a bad idea.
Even if one of the kings did harbor such ambitions, they would never act on them without my knowledge.
I could name a few who might.
If what you say is indeed true, Roman, your attacker was no king. There are many warriors among us who offer their services to whomever wants to pay.
With all due respect, I believe that's beside the point. A savage attack was carried out by Gallic forces. It matters very little if they were hired or not.
It matters to me. Roman, you spin an intriguing yarn. I shall look into this, and if you're telling the truth, I shall find whoever's responsible. Meanwhile, Stop attacking my people. A single act speaks louder than 1,000 words. I prefer the lack of promise to a lie. We will see each other again, if Tyrannus wills it. Until then, I grant the Aedui Limited permission to engage in trade with the Romans.
The Aedui alone, I assume.
Of course. It's not like the Eburones would deal with the Romans anyway.
We will speak when the time comes.
I believe there's nothing more to discuss at this juncture. Until we meet again. Ueleti, as you say.
The time has come. Let us speak now. Our brother left now, for now was the time for him to leave. His distaste for your company has very little to do with it. Of details, there is not much to discuss. You will receive what you will receive, and that is what we will provide. Then it is not enough. We speak only when there are things to say. Some speak when there's nothing to say. Some do not speak at all. The question is well phrased. To make use of the supplies we will give you, you must survive. Our brother is a man of honor and dignity. He is not fond of betrayals, nor betrayers. You do not know Orgetorix. You don't, and now you will. Orgetorix is the leader of the Helvetii. The Helvetii are currently gathering in order to attack and destroy your legions. You have invaded our lands. The people of the mountains to the east of here. We stand for peace. Orgetorix seeks war. Though many believe otherwise, peace is not achieved through war. He is an honorable king. He is strong, courageous, and wealthy. He will destroy your legions if he is not stopped.
Ordinarily, I would prefer to avoid bloodshed, but a preemptive attack seems like the most sensible action here. Your opinion is noted. In this case, I believe you are wrong. You are ordered to attack and destroy these Helvetii. Killing Orgetorix should prove how powerful our legions are, and send a clear message to other Gallic tribes that we are not to be trifled with. It is your duty to follow my command. You think when I tell you to think. You act as I tell you to act. I shall lead the frontal attack with Legio Ferrata, while you circle around with your Speculatores. Trapped between us, Orgetorix should fall quickly. The rest will disperse once the head of the snake is severed. Experience. I have dealt with these kinds of barbarians before. They fight for no greater cause. They simply follow their leader. In the unlikely event that something goes wrong, you can always rely on me. Deploy your legion when you are ready. It was him who provided the information. I assume for some reason this is precisely what he wants.
The three care not about emotions. That which is to be done will be done.
A glorious battle against a worthy opponent. They fought like angry lions.
More of my warriors are on the way. You are surrounded, Romans.
He isn't coming. Let's get out of here before we're overwhelmed. I don't want to die for his mistakes.
Well, that was a disaster.
True, but what good is that now?
You never know when we'll need something to bargain with.
We stripped him of his armor when we brought him in. Here, Nagate.
Our scouts report no sign of Legio Ferrata. I knew we should not have trusted him.
He is the consul of Rome. What choice did we have?
He is the consul of Rome, and that is the reason why we should not have trusted him.
Dumnorix and Divitiacus have sent the supplies they promised. It's not much, but at this point anything is better than nothing, I'd say. Either way, this will be the most difficult campaign we'll ever face.
Who knows? As a rule of thumb, I don't trust people who claim they can talk to gods.
And you trust everyone else.
I didn't say that.
Indeed. We did fine without him in Africa.
Right. Let's get to work, people.
You will not be able to hold me prisoner. They say Orgetorix is like the hawk, born free and proud. In captivity I shall die. You have marched into my lands with thousands of soldiers. I hope to strike preemptively. Absurd! Like all Romans, you have the tongue of a snake. Lies and venom is all you can spew. If you truly were attacked, I salute the warrior who sought to end your line. Dumnorix never wanted to talk to you. The hate he has for your murderous kind is without equal. Your only trade is death, Roman. No one in the lands you call Gallia will help you. Vercingetorix is strong, but too trusting. I think you should be put down like the dog you are. Sadly, that was not meant to be. Keep this in mind, warmonger. When Vercingetorix wants you dead, you will die. He commands all of the tribes. He did? That is unexpected. The wisdom of the gods flows through the druids. His ways are mysterious.
I was hoping you would come over. Would have been no trouble at all if Lurko, that swine, had not disappeared. We're better off without him, and his legion of thugs and rookies. I only hope he will stay disappeared.
Wild animals are constantly attacking our Legionari. I am reliably informed it is the doing of a man called the Boar Whisperer. I guess they respond poorly to shouting. Who knows how these barbarians get their names? That is a mystery to me. It would have been a useful skill to possess. Imagine legions of wild animals attacking our enemy. What? Well, that depends on the animal, doesn't it? You've seen those lions in Egypt. I wouldn't want to fight against them. We know where he resides. The only problem is that he's protected by his animals. We'll need to slaughter them all.
It fills me with joy to find you alive, Legate. I have been following your impressive progress carefully. You have proven yourself beyond measure to be a capable commander. We shall meet in the land of Eburones to discuss further strategy. Meet me at the appointed place as soon as you are able. Webius Vitellius Lurko.
So now he wants to meet, after running with his tail tucked between his legs.
Let us go and tell him what we think about that.